The murder of Meredith Kercher still haunts the rarefied medieval city of Perugia. Like many young people, she came to this ancient place to study at the university. It was an adventure in a foreign country. But it ended with her brutal death here, in the house she shared with other exchange students. The 21-year-old from Coulsdon in Surrey was found naked. Her windpipe had been crushed and her throat had been slashed. On the floor and walls there was evidence of a struggle. Away from the bloody crime scene, Meredith Kercher's shocked friends held a memorial as her family made the dark and lonely journey to Italy under the glare of the media.
We are all struggling to understand why she was so cruelly taken from us and imagine how things would be if she was still here.
Detectives appeared to carry out a meticulous investigation. Amanda Knox, an American student who shared a house with Meredith, and her Italian boyfriend, Raffaele Sollecito, were swept up by the police. Prosecutors claim they'd acted strangely and had no alibi.
Public
opinion immediately considered Amanda and Raffaele guilty for the many lies and memory lapses. The court, however, looked at the two main scientific elements, the mixed DNA of Amanda and Meredith on the knife and the DNA of Raffaele on the bra clasp, two pieces of evidence that have condemned them.
A local bar owner was soon in custody too. Patrick Lumumba was identified by Amanda Knox as the killer, but was later exonerated.
I was very, very scared. Avevo tanta paura. Because they were treating me so badly, I didn't understand why.
During the trial, she claimed she was forced by the police into making false statements and confessions. Another man, Rudy Gueda, an unemployed drifter, has already been sentenced to 30 years for the murder and is now appealing against the conviction. He claims Knox and Sollecito were the perpetrators. But did a young couple who'd only just met really murder Meredith Kercher when she refused to take part in a sex game, as alleged by the prosecution and accepted by the judges and jury? This is the house where Meredith Kercher was murdered. It's recently been rented out to new tenants, and there is a sense of normality here now. But the defence teams for Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito say the evidence that was gathered here by police during the forensic investigation should never have been used in the trial because it was contaminated. The prosecution claim this knife was probably the murder weapon, and they say it has Knox's DNA on the handle and Miss Kercher's on the blade. It's also alleged this bra belonging to Meredith, which was recovered at the scene, had Raffaele Sollecito's DNA on the clasp. But many observers feel the evidence is highly questionable.
There are three victims. One, unfortunately, a victim that we lost forever. This is the real damage. And then there are also victims of wrong conviction. Victims, they are victims anyway. Of a lesser thing, but they are victims. Of a lesser damage, but they are victims.
Why do you say they've been wrongly convicted?
Because there's no evidence. There's no evidence. Absolutely no evidence. There's no murder weapon. There isn't any trace of Amanda Knox in the murder room. How is it possible to take part in an orgy of killing without leaving any single hair in that room?
Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito will appeal against the verdict. As for Meredith Kercher's family, they're seeking millions of pounds in compensation, as is their right under Italian law. But they know that no amount of money will bring back the girl they describe as a beautiful daughter. Alex Rossi, Sky News, Perugia.